You got to talk about that 96 Riverside Hawks team. For those that don't know, Riverside Church Hawks is regarded as one of, if not the greatest AAU team ever assembled. That year, they went a preposterous 69-1. Derman player who would eventually be an assistant coach for St. John's, who helped coach that Riverside Hawks team, said that team was magic. Some of the names on that team: Elton Brand, Ron Artest, Erick Barkley, Reggie Jessie, Chudney Gray, Anthony Glover, and Lamar Odom for a few games. Not too bad. Elton Brand said, "You guys joked all the time about going to school together." It basically happened, besides Elton going to Duke. Lamar, I guess more so, he went to Rhode Island. And I remember Ron Artest, before the Duke game against Elton Brand, said it was supposed to be me, him, Glover, Reggie, and Erick, but it didn't work out that way. So why didn't Elton come to Queens? And do you remember those discussions?
I definitely do. Like I said, we joked around a lot. I mean, even in practice at Riverside, on the road, we all joked around, and that was the goal. But Elton, went a different route. Lamar went a different route. And everybody had a good college, career. If you would have put that team together in college, like, that would have been phenomenal. Like, it's no telling what would have happened. Just the fact that we all had a great year, a great summer in '96. We only lost one game, and that was an exhibition game. We really didn't, play too hard because we knew we was going to be in the championship game anyway. That was in California. And the same team that we lost to that year, we wound up beating by like 30 the next day. So we wasn't really worrying about, that loss, because we knew we was ready in the championship. We just out there having fun.
So that record should be 69-0.
I'm not gonna take no. We lost that game. We lost it. I mean, but it was an exhibition for us because we was already the championship. But I'm never gonna take nothing away. I mean, we lost. It is what it is. But that summer, we won every tournament that we ever played in that summer. And like I said, if we had that same group in college, I probably would have said we could have seen at least 3 to 4, NCAA championships.
I don't think that people can grasp what that team was. And, there's been a few documentaries and things put together about it. But Elton Brand was ridiculous. Number one pick and dominated at Duke. Lamar Odom, when at the time, was the 6'2" guard that all of a sudden has this crazy growth spurt and basically becomes a 6'11" big who can play point guard. And he didn't play a lot of games with you guys, but he was still there. Ron Artest, what do you got to say about Ron? I mean, the talent on that team, and again, that's not to poo-poo. I mean, Erick Barkley was a tremendous guard. Reggie Jessie could play. Chudney could play. We'll get to you on that team as well. But what was it like playing with that kind of talent and seeing that, especially from an early days? Did you know that these guys were going to blossom into the NBA stars that they would become and college stars that they would become?
Everybody on that team could play more than one position. And that right there made it harder for other teams to guard us. When you got Lamar bringing up the ball, 6'10", 6'11" guard, and then you got, Erick Barkley, cutting through the middle and making plays, and you got Ron Artest also bringing up the ball and making plays for other people and shooting. Elton Brand, can handle the ball and make good passes, make good decisions. Reggie Jessie was another guard that we had. So everybody, basically, if you think about it, was guards, except for myself and Elton Brand. So it's hard for teams to adjust and try to make changes and try to figure out how they're gonna stop us when you got 3, 4 guards and one big or two bigs out there. So it was very hard for teams to say, you know what, I'm gonna guard him, and you don't know what's gonna happen. And I played the 5 to believe it. Elton Brand is way taller than me. It's just that at that time I was athletic enough to play the 5. And that's one thing that people don't understand as well, is that it didn't really matter the height, the strength. Everybody was interchangeable.